second Halloween tutorial for this year, and it's basically, you can do this look for any dead type of look. Dead cheerleader is what I did, dead prom queen. You just do the tiara, get rid of the pigtails, maybe you just put like a prom queen dress on, a veil, dead bride. Like, it really, sorry if I sound really manly, I'm not feeling too great. So yeah, this is really just any kind of like dead look, and then I added the gashed wound as if I had my throat slit, the pigtails for the cheerleader. This was like a dead prom cheerleader, whatever. Yeah, just, you can add whatever props and accessories you want to it. So I just did the pigtails for the dead cheerleader bit. I don't actually have like a cheerleader uniform. I never did that. I just sort of pulled my straps down from the shirt that I'm wearing right now. So just so you can sort of picture nothing. I mean, you can put whatever dress you want on, if your cheerleader outfit or uniform. Anything you want. You could do dead student, dead anything. This is just kind of like a dead look, but in particular this was my dead cheerleader. I was actually inspired to do this by, there's this book called Generation Dead, which is a book series that I actually read it a couple years ago, but I have them in my book collection. I saw it and the cover is a dead cheerleader, and it's a cool concept of a book. You can look it up if you're interested. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys have any Halloween requests, leave them in the comments below or message me or tweet me. And yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoy this. Have a happy Halloween. Bye.
First, you're going to want to prepare your foundation. I'm just using a little cosmetic sponge. It's a little bit easier to apply thickly this way. Then you're going to want to take your palest foundation color. This is in the palest, but it's what I happen to have. It's the color Buff by Revlon Color Stay. And then you're going to want to use a little bit of some concealer. This is Select Cover Up by MAC in NW15, pretty pale. And then you're going to want to take just a basic white cream makeup, buy this at whatever local Halloween store, and then a little plastic container is what I'm using. You can use whichever you want to mix things together, and then I'm using this wooden spoon to mix it all together eventually as well. So first thing you're going to want to do is take the foundation color, and you're going to want to just tap out probably about $1 amount, loonie size for Canadians. I think that's about just whatever amount you want. That's a pretty good amount for me. And then you're going to want to put a bit of concealer, not too much, just a little bit, because it's going to just thicken up the makeup and make it a little thicker to cover your face. And then just a bit of the white makeup as well. I'm actually going to go in later and add more. So you just want to mix all of that together. I'm starting by adding the concealer and then gradually adding in the white makeup and just blending it all together to make one color, and you can see how that's sort of lightening it together. The white cream makeup is a little, it's white makeup, so I mean it's going to be harsh on your skin. That's why I'm applying it with the Revlon Color Stay, the regular foundation, and the concealer. And it's also giving it sort of a pale foundation look as well, which is nice. Here I'm just adding a little bit more of the white and going back in and mixing that together just to make it a little paler. But what this is doing is it's sort of giving that deathly look to your face, but not full out being a white face, because dead it still has a little, you want a little bit of color to you, but it's still going to be pretty pale and it's going to look pretty white. But yeah, just mix all that together, and then you're going to have your basis of your foundation to apply your makeup. And then obviously using your cosmetic sponge, you're going to want to go over your entire face with that foundation we've just created. So dabbing motions are really good because it really gets into your pores and really applies the makeup thickly. Don't forget your ears. You're going to want to cover all parts of you, so all the way down your neck, onto your shoulders, anywhere that has skin that's going to be visible depending on whatever kind of costume you're doing. If you are going to have your arms visible, I would continue down into your arms, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just doing my neck and shoulders and my face area. So definitely get your ears. And because you're going to want to apply as many coats of this and as thickly as possible, but because I have some acne scarring, I went over my face here just a little bit more than normal, but do whatever applies to you, whatever you're most comfortable with. And then of course you're going to go over the lips as well, just to pale those out a little bit, but we will go over those later. And you're also going to want to go over your eyelids just to pale out any part of your skin, so that you're completely deathly looking. And then I'm just going over with this duo fiber brush, going over my face, buffing out any kind of harsh lines that may not have blended nicely together. And then using a purple plum toned blush, I'm using a contouring brush and going over into the hollows of my cheeks just to sort of give that deathly hollowed look. And I'm going over again with some NARS Laguna bronzer just to bronze out a bit of that look and sort of deepen it, make it look a little more hollow and edgied, and just contouring that over. And then using a combination of these three purple toned eyeshadows, I'm just using that same duo fiber brush and I'm going over the contoured areas of my cheeks with these colors just to sort of make it look a little bit more bruised and give that hollowed look to it. And then just using a basic fluffy brush, I'm just going over these hollowed cheek areas that we just did, and I'm just buffing everything out, getting rid of any harsh lines and making it flow a little nicer into my face and just look a little bit more natural looking for a dead look. Next, you're going to want to prime your eyes. I'm using Painterly Paint Pot because it's very violet toned and very, very pale. And then taking this sort of ashy, shimmery purple color, any ashy light purple color will do. I'm applying this to both of my lids, the full lid, and then I'm taking this dark sort of reddish toned deep plummy purple color and I'm applying this all into my crease on both eyes, sort of not really doing a cut crease but going all the way into the crease and then bringing it all the way underneath as well using this deep dark color. Then using a couple different tones of these two bluer shades, I'm going underneath the eye on top of that dark reddish purple just to sort of add almost a gradient effect, but you want it to look bruised again and deathly, so that blue tone purple is giving that bruised effect. And then using an even lighter shade of purple this time, I'm going over just underneath again, adding to the gradient effect and making it a little lighter color of purple, adding it to the inner corner of the eyes as well as the brow bone, and just going over. You can see how it sort of adds to that effect. You got that deep tone and then the lighter bluish bruised looking colors. And then I'm going over again with a bit more darker, plummier brown tone colors into the crease. This is Beauty Marked by MAC, which is a really pretty color and it's very, very dark. And I'm just applying this all into the crease in that outer corner just to make it look a little bit more hollowed in. And then using a red tone color, I'm just applying this red lightly to the outer corner of the eye, the outer portion area, outer lid, mostly in the crease area. Nothing too crazy, but just adding a little bit more of that red toned color to sort of add to that deathly hollowed look. And then taking a big fluffy blending brush, I'm just going over the entire eye area, especially that crease area as well, and just sort of blending everything in together and buffing it out. And then you're just going to basically add your basic black eyeliner, whatever you want to do, go for it. And I'm just taking a purple toned eyeliner and I'm just applying this to the inner portion of the eye just to sort of add to the bruised look. You can skip this if you want. I just decided to do that. And then you're definitely going to want to fill in your eyebrows. So I'm doing that here. Use whichever eyebrow pencil works for your shades, whatever hair color you have. And then again, I'm using those three blue toned colors with the duo fiber brush, and I'm blending all three together, just sort of doing a mismatch. And I'm going over the entire face and down to the neck as well to sort of make the whole face look bruised and dead and sort of musky looking, like you just got out of a grave kind of look. So I'm bringing that also down to your neck. You're going to want to do this to any parts of your body that you have applied that pale foundation, because obviously you want your whole body to look deathly and like you've been out of a grave kind of thing. And of course, you're going to want to apply a bit of mascara. You can add false lashes if you want. I didn't in particular for this one because I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. Okay, and then for your lips, I'm first applying, this is by Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics. It's a lip tar. It's sort of a nude pale look. I'm doing this first, and then I'm going to add a purple one afterwards just to pale it out. And then using the same lip tar, this one's called Vapid. It's gorgeous. It's a light lilac purple color. I'm applying this on top of that one just to sort of add that purple look. Again, you want it to look bruised and deathly and sort of kind of cold. And then using this sort of blackish purple toned eyeshadow, I'm just dabbing my finger in it and dabbing it on top of the lip tars just to give it that bruised look again to the lips and make it look really cold and again, deathly, like you just caught out of a grave. So there you go, I look dead. And now for the wound. So you're going to want to take whatever fake wound you want. I wanted my throat to look slashed in particular. Figure out where you want to place it. Use some spirit gum like I showed you. I actually forgot to film me adding the spirit gum on there, so I apologize. And then you're going to want this to blend into the color of your neck because you want that to be paled out as well. So using some of the foundation we created earlier at the beginning, you're going to want to apply that to all over the entire wound to sort of make it blended with the skin as well as you can and pale it out. And then going over with just any dark eyeshadows that you have, any dark colors, I'm going over just anywhere around the wound. Fallout's fine, it's okay, it's going to add to it. We're going to add fake blood later, so it's alright. So add any dark colors. You want it to look really deep, like it's gushing out of you, so the darker the better. I've added a lot of blacks, some dark plum tones, and then a little bit of reds as well into that wound slashed area. And now for the fun part, the fake blood. Sorry, I went and blow dried my hair there, so my bangs are all done and my hair is ready. Take the fake blood, apply it however you want. Really, no rules apply. I just sort of winged it and went with what I wanted. Used my finger mostly at the beginning, and I'm just sort of smearing it all over me, applying it. It would get all over you, so you want it wherever. And then this is the little trick that I decided to use here, is I took the tube and I applied directly where the wound is, so it looks like it's dripping directly from the wound, and I sort of tilted myself around there to sort of make it fall wherever, as if my throat was slashed. So that's the trick that I kind of found, because it looked like, you can see how dark and concentrated the blood is up at that top area, and you're going to want to keep it right where that slashed wound is. And it looks a little bit more realistic, and you can see how the dark eyeshadows there sort of concentrated in that area really help make the wound look a little bit more realistic as well. So that definitely helps, and there you go. Add a couple of pigtails if you want to do the dead cheerleader thing, a tiara, whatever you want. Apply your accessories, and you're pretty good. I'm just going over my shoulders a little bit more here because I didn't before, so I took my straps down and I'm just applying it here, but obviously you do that ahead of time before. And you're done. It's a really lengthy process, but it's really worth it. It looks amazing. I had so much fun doing this tutorial for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. So enjoy your dead cheerleader or dead whatever look, and have a happy Halloween.